Hi everybody, Honest John here. If you've been watching the news, you've probably heard about all of the problems that they're having in Texas with the ice storm, with their power grid being shut down. They don't have any water. People are suffering in the cold. They're freezing. There have been over 30 deaths related to this situation. And the reason why they're having this big problem is because the Texas power grid is not connected to the rest of the nation. It's a single entity by itself. And because of that, they can't import power from outside to make up for the fact that their power grid is incapable of handling the demand on it now that it's so cold. The reason why that is because the Texans wanted to avoid regulation. And the reason why their power grid shut down is because they successfully avoided regulation, so they didn't winterize their power grid. And so it couldn't handle the cold. So the natural gas lines froze up. The natural gas is frozen in the lines, and all that. Now, the governor, Greg Abbott, went on Fox News and tried to blame Anastasia Ocasio-Cortez and the Green New Deal for Texas problems. But the fact is, the Green New Deal does not exist except in a few people's minds. The government has passed no legislation related to energy or the Green New Deal. Texas's problem is because of the incompetence of its leadership, Greg Abbott and the rest of the Republicans. Now, it is true that some wind turbines froze up. But that's because the Texas government bought the cheapest wind turbines they could find. And when they were given the opportunity to upgrade, they turned it down. So the wind turbines that they have froze up. But there are wind turbines all around the country, in the northern part of the country and in Canada, that are working just fine in the wintertime because those people got the better turbines that would function during the winter. So the Green New Deal has nothing to do with Texas' problem. That is simply a problem of the incompetence of the Texas government. Because Republican leadership in Texas wouldn't spend the money to insulate their pipes and winterize their system because they were too busy giving tax breaks to rich people. Now, it's a great shame that so many Texans are without power and suffering and even dying. But Greg Abbott and the Republicans are responsible for those deaths, just as they're responsible for all of the COVID-19 deaths in Texas because they wouldn't respond to that. See, Texas is a red state. And Republicans are just not capable of good governance for the most part. There are some exceptions. But for the most part, Republicans can't govern. I mean, we've seen that during the Trump administration. What they are good at is blaming others for their incompetence. Thanks for listening.